A man awaiting sentence for murder is profoundly sorry for causing the young victim's death, a court heard today. Joseph Joyce was convicted by a jury back in June of murdering 18-year-old John Paul McDonagh, who sustained a fatal leg wound during a street battle in Enniskillen in April 2010. During the trial, a jury of 8 men and 4 women were shown footage of the fatal incident which occurred outside Joyce's home, following a row between Joyce and a member of the McDonagh family who lived sort of close by in Enniskillen. 3 members of the McDonagh family armed themselves and made their way to Joyce's home. In the footage, Joyce is seen standing on the street outside his home, brandishing a slash hook in one hand and a plastic bottle filled with ammonia in the other. The footage captured Joyce engaging in what the Crown described as a street battle with Gerard, John and Jimmy McDonagh. The footage also captured Joyce administering the fatal blow to the back of John Paul McDonagh's left leg. Despite receiving medical treatment both at the scene and at Southwest Acute Hospital, Mr. McDonagh passed away on the morning of April the 13th, 2020. Following his arrest, Joyce made the case he was acting in self-defence and was protecting his pregnant wife, his home and his children from an imminent attack by the McDonaghs, who had threatened to burn down his home and came outside his house. He also told police at the time that he was sorry for what had happened and never intended to kill anyone. The case was back before Belfast Crown Court today, where Joyce's barrister again apologised on his client's behalf for the loss of life. His legal team told Mr. Justice Rooney Joseph Joyce is profoundly sorry for what happened and for causing the death of John Paul McDonagh. It should not have happened and his remorse is both genuine and sincere. Saying Joyce acted with excessive self-defence on the afternoon of April 11, 2020, Mr. Fahy said the trouble and violence was brought to his door and he reacted. Mr. Fahy also submitted several character references written on behalf of Joyce, telling the judge Joseph Joyce is not defined by the verdict of the jury. Character references from a police officer in Derry who spoke of the positive effect Joyce's influence has had on the travelling community, and a letter from the Traveller Mediation Services who described him as a peacemaker regarding family disputes. The Crown barrister urged Mr. Justice Rooney to take into account several aggravating factors ahead of sentencing. These, he said, include Joyce arming himself with a weapon and a bottle of ammonia, engaging in the street battle and absconding from the scene. He also went on to ask the judge to consider the impact of Mrs. McDonagh, who witnessed the killing of her son. So Joyce is going to be sentenced for murdering John Paul McDonagh, wounding his brother Gerard McDonagh, possessing 2 offensive weapons, namely the slash hook and a bottle of ammonia, and a charge of causing a fray. And the judge said that he's going to be sentencing Joyce next week. Joyce's wife is also due to be sentenced for common assault committed on the same day. In addition, several members of the McDonagh family are due to be sentenced on a separate date for a variety of offences arising from that same incident. This includes Gerard McDonagh, who was convicted by a jury in a separate trial of attempting to cause GBH to Joseph Joyce, possessing an offensive weapon and a fray. So guys, this is a new story coming in where Joseph Joyce has said that he is profoundly sorry for causing the death of his victim. I just want to say rest in peace, John Paul McDonagh, and my condolences go out to your family. It's your boy GC. Keep it locked, keep it real.